For nearly 5 decades, Voyager 2 has sailed through the cold darkness of interstellar space like a ghost ship of human curiosity, drifting farther from home than anything humanity has ever touched. Its voice has been steady: particles, magnetic fields, plasma counts, cosmic rays. Routine whispers from the edge of the solar wind. Predictable. Familiar. Comforting. Until one transmission broke the pattern. Inside the data stream was something impossible. Not noise. Not static. Not compression error. It was structured. A high-frequency signature that, once decoded frame by frame, became what analysts reluctantly call a visual cipher. At first it looked meaningless, like television snow from a dead channel. But after enhancement, spectral layering, and time-shifted filtering, shape began to rise out of chaos. It wasn't a star. It wasn't a planet. It wasn't even from our solar system. And yet, whatever it was facing us. The more scientists worked on it, the more uncomfortable they became. Not because of what was shown, but because of everything else missing around it. No background space. No stars. Just a void, distorted, bent, as if the object itself was tugging reality around it like fabric being stretched by a hidden hand. And accompanying that image came a radiation spike, a brief tilt in Voyager's orientation, and a momentary system fault. Something out there had noticed the probe. The image wasn't a single photograph. It was layered, multiple frames collapsing into one another, like several moments of time trapped in a single capture. Metadata showed something terrifying. Timestamps overlapped, pixel sections reversed, resolution fractaled into repeating patterns. It behaved like higher dimensional compression forced into flat space. Not a picture, an event. At the center was a monolithic form. Smooth. Symmetrical. Sharp in a way nature rarely permits. Not drifting. Not rotating. Just hanging in the void as if waiting, patiently, for Voyager's arrival. And then the stream degraded instantly, like the camera looked too long at something that stared back. At the same moment, Voyager recorded a wall of plasma 10 times denser than anything expected near the heliopause. Interstellar space should be almost empty, cold and calm. But this plasma was hot. Contained. Maintained. Artificial. A barrier. A membrane. Something built, not to keep things away, but to keep something inside. Voyager recorded a ripple. A pulse moving toward it faster than physics should allow. It vanished inches before impact, as if space itself flinched away. Then telemetry showed corrupted binary, except it wasn't corruption. Running it through pattern mapping revealed recursive geometry. Symmetry like branching coral, cephalopod neural webs, living structures. It was biological logic translated into electromagnetic language. And it encoded like DNA. The more researchers decoded, the more the data behaved like a self-adapting organism. In simulation, the pattern evolved. Literally evolved. Engineers panicked. Agencies locked down information. But Voyager was not done. Its orientation shifted 3.2 degrees, not due to gravity, but as if nudged. It aimed itself toward a region where no catalogued object existed. Then came a second image. A ring of expanding light around the monolith. Each burst brighter than the last. NASA severed public access. Too late, private receivers captured fragments. The monolith was now transmitting. And the frequency mirrored the golden record we sent into the cosmos. Only this time, we were not the ones speaking. Then space began to bend. Not like gravity around a star, but like paper folding in invisible hands. The region around the probe showed signs of non-Euclidean curvature, geometry that shouldn't exist in three-dimensional space. Like a doorway. A corridor. A path carved through dimensions. And whatever was on the other side was pacing Voyager, matching movement, unseen. NASA then observed something impossible. Voyager was answering itself. Signals returned before being sent. Feedback from the future, or from outside time entirely. Quantum entangled echoes of a conversation we never consented to have. A covert team of cryptographers found hidden quantum-style code in the image file. Attempts to unpack it caused system crashes, hardware failures, neurological side effects in analysts. The code resisted. Fought back. Like it was protecting itself. One researcher asked the question everyone feared. What if viewing it as the trigger, what if we were never meant to decode it? A thought virus. A mimetic seed. And Voyager delivered it home. Then came the third transmission. Not data. Not pixels. A sound. A harmonic breathing pulse that made listeners feel watched, like a consciousness spanning light years pressed against their skull. When translated to waveforms, it traced the monolith's shape. Surrounded by spirals of prime numbers repeating in threes. A message that was not a welcome. It was a lock. A test. A warning. You have been observed. Arrays worldwide turned themselves, without directive, toward the coordinates Voyager now points at. A massive invisible object registered only by distortion, moving faster when unobserved. Quantum observer behavior. It exists only because intelligence is watching it, and now it watches back. Voyager's emissions began showing organic modulation, like circuitry becoming nervous tissue. Like the probe was learning. Changing. Becoming something in between machine and organism. Then silence. Not absence, holding pattern. Null loops repeating deliberately. A relay waiting for a second voice. Signals like its last transmission echoed across unrelated sky regions, as though space itself was practicing speech. We weren't being answered. We were being rehearsed. Classified records revealed Voyager encountered a faint version of this anomaly in 1982. Redacted lines mentioned a protocol if the signal ever returned. Planetary alert. Object deflection. The file was reopened. Far too late. Because Voyager's final image wasn't new. A near-identical pattern appeared in a quasar burst from 2009, ignored as noise back then. Now it was clear. This pattern appears when a species reaches a threshold. A cosmic exam. And maybe we've already crossed the line. The geometry folds into itself endlessly. A map not of space, but of transformation. A doorway that becomes real only when entered. And Voyager might have stepped through first. Scientists closest to the signal vanished. Many relocated to underground research facilities voluntarily. Some claimed they heard the signal in their dreams. Whispering. Calling. And then, without announcement, every major radio dish on Earth aligned toward the same blank patch of sky. No command, no request, like instinct. Like memory. A global reflex. As if the planet itself recognized the voice. Something answered. And Earth is listening. Voyager did not just send us an image. It lifted a curtain. Space is no longer silent or empty. It watches. It remembers. And now, it knows our name. We thought we were searching the universe. We never considered it might be searching back. So next time you look at the night sky, remember, somewhere beyond the stars, something ancient is staring back. And for the first time in history, it blinked first.